Things are changing for the better. New Earth is beginning to manifest. You are growing, and I'm going to prove it to you in this video. When we look outside in the reality, the collective reality, our personal reality, sometimes it seems like the evidence or validation of the changes that we've been working on, or the changes that maybe we've been told are going to happen, aren't yet manifesting. And that could really have an effect on our vibration. It could lower our vibration, right? We are just programmed to be looking externally always for validation. It's like we want the effect to be the cause. The cause is in here. The effect is always out there, but we seem to have it reversed. We need something to experience externally in order to make ourselves feel good, or to buy into the fact that we are here to change this reality. We are here to manifest this new earth. And we go through this process of trusting, but yet there's a part of us that still wants to see evidence that things are changing. Now, I've been doing this for years now, and I've seen so many more people awaken. It just seems like we're on an exponential curve of people awakening, and they're awakening by just looking at content, reading content. Things are coming across their path. They're starting to question their very existence. Why are they here? They're starting to not buy into what they're being served or what they're being told, be it the news, of family members, institutions, whatever it may be. They're starting to question that. And I'm seeing a lot more of that. And I'm also seeing a lot more of the people that are starting to have these amazing mystical experiences. So as we continue to do our work as light workers, we are grounding more of that energy. And as we do that, we make it available to others. Now, we may not have direct communication or contact with others. We may not know who they are. We may not see them with our own eyes, but sure enough, they're out there. And I'm able to perceive that. I'm able to see that now. You can look on social media and just see this stuff exploding. So many more people are stepping into this reality of the ascension process, what's happening on the planet, the galactic federation, the galactic civilization, our return to that galactic civilization. And just the mere fact that we are stepping down or grounding our higher selves and starting to embody that energy and start walking through this dimensional field as our higher selves. That begins the manifestation process of all these amazing things that many people might experience as miracles and synchronicities and things like that. Now, that is what's out there. You may not be seeing a lot of that, though, with your own eyes. You may not have that direct validation, but I want you to do something with me right now. I want you to take a look back at where you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and remember that version of you. Allow that version of you to come forward so that you could experience or feel the shift that has occurred within you over these past few years. It's an amazing feeling to be able to hit that pause button and look back and say, wow, on my day-to-day journey, I may not be seeing or experiencing a lot of these changes, but when I look back a year, 2, 3 years, I'm seeing gargantuan shifts, huge shifts in me. And that is what is important. We don't always get that instant validation by looking externally, because this journey has an element of trust to it. We're here, we're the cause. The reality is the effect. The cause happens first in this timeline. The reality happens afterwards in this timeline. So we're going along blindly, trusting the process. And we're all here supporting one another. Starseeds, all the light workers are all here supporting one another. We're working together on a higher dimensional field, quantumly, multidimensionally, and we're working together physically here, whether it be through groups or memberships or forums, meetups, whatever it is for you. We are cultivating this new earth. It is being birthed within each one of us, and it will come forward collectively at some point, but we feel it here first. Okay, so sometimes you need to look back to see how far you've come, to get the validation that your ego might be looking for. Do you need the validation? No, of course not. If you lean into that trust and that gut feeling, that deep sense of purpose that's been coming forward for you, lean into that a little bit, and you can detach from having to have that validation, having to see immediate effects. What's important is that you trust in your journey. You know the truth of who you are. You believe that fully with your heart. And you allow the new knowledge, the new knowing to come forward as we receive these activations. Do you see the activations? Do you see the downloads? You feel them. Outside of an occasional crop circle or a synchronicity or something, you really don't see anything, but you feel. And that's what we need to lean into, is this knowing, this feeling deep inside that we're on this path and we're walking this path together. We're all on this journey, and that things are changing, and that we're here to experience this process. We're here to experience the changes. We're not here to do this and jump into a new version of Earth, a 5D Earth. We're here to experience the journey. But sometimes we want a little bit of evidence, and that's okay. We're still here having this human experience. And it's nice to be able to see or experience the growth. And you can do that by looking back. Where were you? Take a look. If you've been on social media, take a look back at some of your posts. If you're a creator, content creator. If you're not, maybe you've been watching YouTube videos. Take a look back at some of the YouTube videos. I'm sure you've saved or bookmarked some. Go back and listen to some of those older YouTube videos from a year or two ago. You're going to get a completely new perspective from that. The information's the same. The words are the same. Quantumly, you're going to get a whole new meaning from it, a whole new perspective. Why? Because you're at a different frequency. Your frequency is higher. You have a lot more space within you that allows a lot more of this information to come forward, a higher perspective, higher frequency perspective. If we don't do these little exercises, we may sit around thinking nothing's happening, nothing's changing. My eyes are not showing me evidence of that. That could get you to feel stuck, because we identify with what we're seeing with our five senses. It happens. Even though you know that your five senses can deceive you, we still do it. I still do it occasionally. But when I look back at what's been done, or what I've listened to, or what I've experienced a year, 2, 3, or 4 years ago even, I could see the growth. The growth has been huge. The growth has been amazing. So that's enough to let you continue to trust in the process. Things are happening. This is a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. In a sprint, you run very, very, very hard and you get tired, you get exhausted. In a marathon, you pace yourself. But as we continue to navigate this ascension journey, there's exponential effects. As more and more people come online, more and more people awaken, they're able to ground information that then becomes available to the rest of us. So it's an interesting curve. You know, it's not kind of a linear curve like that. It's not a straight line. It's more of a curve, exponential. And as we continue to move forward, we're going to see an increase in frequency, which is going to speed up time. So we're going to start to see a lot happening. Our visual senses, our eyesight is going to start to reflect back what we're feeling inside, right? For a long time, there's been this big gap between what we've been feeling and what we've been experiencing, what's been validated externally. Maybe we're starting to see little glimpses of that frequency now manifesting in reality, and you see it through synchronicities and things. You're hearing things in the news, maybe some things that are like, oh, wow, okay, that's new, that's different, interesting. It's something I've known for a long time, and here's a little bit of evidence that it's beginning to manifest. More of that's going to happen at a faster clip. Again, time is speeding up. We're perceiving time as speeding up. It's because our frequency is rising. Timelines are collapsing. It's all coming together. We're vibrating at a faster rate. We're moving up through the fourth dimensional field, which changes how we perceive time. Now, as those timelines continue to collapse, you're going to have more control over that effect. You're going to be able to focus, have more power over it because you're more whole, you're more integrated, your thoughts are less scattered, they're more cohesive, they hold a stronger intention, they hold a higher frequency. And that and the fact that we're in a higher dimensional field, we're moving up through the fourth dimensional field, time is more pliable, manifestation is easier because the matrix allows for it at those higher frequencies. You're going to start to be able to experience that. And you're going to make the connection that you're causing it. You're creating it. So we're shifting from a cause and effect type of scenario to a creator type of scenario, one that has conscious intent. We're recognizing our ability to put intent into thoughts and create certain outcomes, and do that very, very quickly. That's what we're moving into. And that's more coming up on this curve. So for a long, long time, we've been on this kind of flat, straight line. Look back. Look back at how you've grown over the last few years. Re-examine some of that content that you consumed. Watch some of my older videos. You'll see I've changed. We've all changed, even though it may not be evident with the five senses. But get ready, because the power that you have to have a more direct effect on the reality that you are living in is going to become more evident. So watch your thoughts. Make sure you stay aligned. Make sure you stay centered. Use your tools, your breath work, your meditation. Ground yourself. Stay anchored in the body. Stay anchored in the root. Allow your energy to flow through you as you start to take conscious control over the creation of your reality. Such an amazing, powerful time. If you're noticing this, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that like button if this video resonated. Thank you.